Hello everyone, Demon Arisen here. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I've got some gameplay of the Cosmogony map pack from the Portal 2 workshop in the background, which has very impressive hammerwork and some okay puzzles, so you can feel free to either watch that while I talk or keep my voice in the background. Now then, before we start the video, recently my channel hit 100 subscribers. Okay, yeah, I know it's admittedly not really that many in the grand scheme of YouTube, but I don't care about that because it really truly means a lot to me. Considering my channel only has 3 proper videos, it's really heartwarming and encouraging that so many people want to see more. I'd definitely rather have a small tight-knit community of keen friendly viewers than an enormous hyperactive fan base who do nothing but churn out stale memes and dagger complaints. So thank you to every single one of you. I really do, genuinely appreciate it, and I hope you can spread the word to any other Portal fans out there who you think might enjoy my stuff. Now then, to celebrate this subscriber milestone, about a month ago I asked you to ask me some questions about absolutely anything you wanted, because I thought that while my videos are very helpful and extremely well made if I do say so myself, they don't really get my personality across very much. So let's get on with answering some questions, shall we? This will be a pretty long video, so sit back, relax and grab some snacks, and let's begin. Since you're all such intelligent and insightful fans, I hope these questions are equally brilliant. So our first intellectual and inspiring question is from Gaming Monkey, and he asks, are you Illuminati confirmed? Oh. Well, that's not insightful, intelligent, intellectual, or inspiring. It's also neither a proper sentence nor a proper question, so I'm going to have to disqualify this one. Sorry. I guess you are a monkey though, so I can't really expect anything too clever. Oh, I kind of feel bad now. Maybe I should answer it. Yes, I'm Illuminati confirmed. Well done for exposing me. Let's move on to the next question. PixelPerfect asks, what inspired you to create test chambers? And what was your reaction when the Portal 2 DLC was announced? Well, PixelPerfect, that's a PixelPerfect question. I'm actually going to answer the second half of your question first, because my answer flows better that way round. Portal 2 was the first proper video game I ever bought, and I only bought it after the release of the Perpetual Testing Initiative DLC. Probably because I only became interested in proper gaming in about early 2013, so I didn't really have a reaction to the DLC so much as to the game as a whole. I'd always enjoyed web-based flash games and things like that, but I wanted to get into real games, and Portal 2 looked like exactly my kind of thing. I love sci-fi and futuristic things, I love robots, I love the dry, witty and often dark sense of humour the game has, I love machines and industrial stuff, I love science, and most importantly, I love puzzles. It's still my favourite game to this day. As for what inspired me to make test chambers, I've not only always enjoyed puzzles, I've also always enjoyed making them. When I was younger, I used to spend quite a lot of time drawing elaborate and complex mazes, word searches, riddles, and all sorts of other kind of puzzles. And I look back on those puzzles I used to make, and I think they've directly influenced and shaped my test chamber designs, which is really fascinating to me. LB asks, is the answer to this question no? A paradox. Are you trying to reveal to everyone that I'm a robot, LB? That's meant to be a secret. No, wait, disregard that. Quick, someone ask me a non-paradoxical question. Nui Harim asks, is this sentence false? Okay, seriously, why is everyone so obsessed with asking me paradoxes? We all know they beep boop, logical paradox detected, does not compute, beep boop, fatal error, critical system failure, initializing reboot sequence. Oh, sorry, I don't really know what happened there. Let's just move on to the next question. Vintage asks, favourite game of all time? If it's Portal or Portal 2, then second favourite. Do you have any consoles? And what's your thoughts on DLC and season passes? It's Portal 2, so as for my second favourite, it's really hard to choose. But I think Team Fortress 2 has offered me the most entertainment for the price. I've played almost 1,500 hours, enjoyed every second, and it's free. So I think that's probably my second favourite. If not that, then either Bioshock or Half-Life 2. I own a very old PlayStation and a very old Wii, but I have like 2 games for them, and I never use them anymore. I think PC gaming's more my thing really. I've never really been able to quite get the hang of using a controller. I think DLC can be really great if you've already played the base game and you enjoyed it and you want more, but Day 1 DLC is just really dishonest to customers, since the developers are basically selling content which was ready for the game's release as an add-on. They're cutting content from the game and charging for it. Free DLC, like in Portal 2 and FTL, is the best. Millhouse Manastorm asks, what is your favourite testing element in Portal 2? Personally, mine is the excursion funnel. And I'd also like to ask which hammer map in the workshop is your favourite and why? And most importantly, potato or tomato? I totally agree, yeah. Excursion funnels are definitely my favourite because they're so versatile. You can do so many things with them, and they interact with almost every other test element. Lasers and fizzlers would be runners-up, but I like all the test elements equally, really. As for my favourite Hammer map, I think it's too hard to choose just one, but all of Ben77's maps are instant classics for me. They're really challenging without being overly complicated or obscure. He uses gels in really clever ways, and his hammer skills are amazing. Potato or tomato? Definitely potato. Just like excursion funnels, they're incredibly versatile, and they go really well with lots of other foods. I'm not a huge fan of tomatoes on their own, but when used as an ingredient in other things, I think they're pretty great. SP2G50,000 asks, you will not love this comment, will you? Yes. Wait. No. Maybe? I mean, how can I love the comment if the only thing in the comment is a question asking if I love the comment? That makes it pointless and futile, doesn't it? Unless I... Surely... No, but that means... But then if I don't... Hang on, We'll edit this part out. We'll edit it. Moose, love your name by the way, has a suggestion rather than a question. It would be interesting to have a video where you make a puzzle and comment over why you choose to do what. This might be too much work to do though. For me, thinking of concepts of puzzles is easy, but I always struggle with fleshing it out. My thoughts of what should happen are all jumbled, and I only ever complete puzzles when the thoughts happen to align in just the right way. I agree, it would be interesting, which is why I plan to do it in the future. I might even do it as a live stream if I can get it to work, since then we can interact and chat and have fun as I build it. Trouble is, my Wi-Fi is pretty terrible, and I'm not sure my laptop is powerful enough to stream anyway, but we'll see. Also, I'm not very technically minded, so I might not even be able to set it up, but yeah, might happen, might not. If not a stream, I'll definitely do a video at some point, so you can look forward to that. As for the second half of what you said, I think that's just how the puzzle creation process goes for most people, unfortunately. At least it happens to me pretty frequently, so you're not alone. I'll probably cover this sort of thing in future How to Make Great Test Chambers episodes. Bendominator04 says, can I add costom props to the in-game chamber editor in Portal 2? Honestly, I don't think so unless you're an expert at modding the game. I reckon your best bet is to install the Portal 2 authoring tools, otherwise known as Hammer, which is what Valve made, used to make the game. It lets you build maps however you like, but do be warned, it is really complicated, and yeah, it tends to crash pretty frequently. But there are plenty of online tutorials to help you. Next question is from PrismCyde, good old RedSilencer, and he says, what do you think the future of Portal as a puzzle game might or should be like? Which is more important to you, the puzzles or the story? Great question. I think actually what makes the Portal games so stellar is the seamless fusion of puzzles and story. In lots of other puzzle games, the plot is basically just an excuse for the puzzles to happen, but Portal's story is really good and engaging, and it's integral to the game. The puzzles are equally important since they're basically, they essentially are the gameplay. So, yeah, I think they're pretty inseparable. They're equally vital. Although, if I had to pick one, I'd obviously say the puzzles, since they're more important to me personally because I make them. The future of Portal is a tricky one. I think Valve did an amazing job of finishing Shell's story with Portal 2, and also ensuring the longevity of Portal 2 by giving us the perpetual testing initiative. The community is still strong after almost 6 years after the game's release. We've got hundreds of test chambers of questionable quality being uploaded every week. I think that's what will keep the franchise going. Us. Test chambers, videos, mods, and even full-blown fan-made Portal games are still being made. So keep at it, people. As much as I'd love for Valve to make a new Portal game, I don't think they will in the foreseeable future, since they seem to be focusing everything they've got on VR at the moment, which I think is a bit of a mistake, since VR still feels to me like it's not quite ready yet somehow. Still feels a bit like a gimmicky novelty. I mean, it's really, really cool, but I can't see it becoming mainstream anytime soon, partly because it's just so expensive. But then again, I've never used VR, so what the hell do I know? If they did make a new Portal game though, I'd like to see a prequel set in Old Aperture, a bit like the start of Portal Stories Mel, following the story of how Cave Johnson founded the company. I'd also like it to tie in a bit with Half-Life, and I hope they come up with some new testing elements and release a puzzle maker and workshop for that as well. Next question is from this lovely person. Ask anything her. So, in your first How to Make Great Test Chambers, you introduced second great law of Chamber Maker. Know every way the test elements work with each other, and because of that, here's my questions. How, in your opinion, do test elements from the first Portal, rocket launchers, energy balls, from Portal 2 Beta, vacuum tubes and gels, and the current would interact with each other? Well, personally, I think Valve absolutely made the right decision in not including these elements in Portal 2. Vacuum tubes are only useful for sucking up turrets and cubes, and that's it really. I think what happened is they saw that vacuum tubes weren't that versatile, and that's when they came up with the excursion funnel, which are an incredible idea. The cut gels are also interesting, but I think again Valve made the right decision in cutting them, and I don't think reflection or adhesion gel have quite as much scope and versatility as the repulsion, propulsion and conversion gels already in the game. I think energy pellets are definitely interesting, and they do have potential. I recently played the Portal mod Rexora, which is by Mevius, which uses them to great effect, but Rexora also adds lots of new elements to keep the energy pellets under control and make them more exciting. So, yeah, I think energy pellets are interesting, but also pretty limited compared to lasers. They're also more frustrating than lasers since they often focus on timing. One wrong move can screw up the puzzle or get you killed. Rocket turrets are a gimmick for boss battles, just like the bombs in the final chapter of Portal 2, so I don't really see much scope for them to be used in tests. Do you think their sold ones would make Portal 2 better? Nah, I think it's good they cut them. They were all cut for good reasons, and because they were cut, we got funnels and lasers, which are my favourite elements, so I don't think they made Portal 2 better. If you may add some test elements in Portal, or combine already existing laser redirect... laser redirect ball, for example, what would it be? Oh man, sorry, that made me laugh. Laser redirect ball, that'd be pretty funny. I've been thinking about this for a while, and Valve have covered a lot of different possibilities with the elements already in the game, but how about something like an orange light bridge which emits anti-gravity pulses, so basically when you walk onto it you hover a few meters above it. I think that could make some really cool flinging puzzles. Or how about some kind of big deflector cube which can redirect funnels and light bridges, like the normal reflector cube redirects lasers. Or how about a seesaw, which catapults you like a faith plate, but only when you put weight on the other side. I don't know, it's surprisingly hard to think of new elements because, as I said, a lot of the possibilities are already covered. Any suggestions about why the heck the laser redirection cube cannot redirect the laser field? Well, lasers are basically concentrated beams of light, aren't they? So they continue to travel from their source until they hit an opaque surface like a wall. But if you look really closely at the laser field, the lasers don't continue to travel. They stop in the middle of the laser field like spikes, and they intersect each other. So because they stop, I don't think they're actually lasers. I think they're some kind of controlled beam of deadly energy, kind of like lightsabers, which also have a beam which stops after a short distance. So the laser cube doesn't redirect the lasers in the laser field because they're not lasers. They're not made of light, so they can't be reflected. They're high concentration controlled energy beams which melt flesh but not metal. Hence cubes can pass through, but you die instantly. And now, for the grand finale, SadiqueCat has asked a lot of very interesting questions. So, if you need to pause to get more snacks, now would be a good time. Okay, so, his first question is, what are the plans for the next How to Make Great Test Chambers? Well, for a long time now, I did plan to make the next episode about the very first few maps I ever made, but never published, to show you all that I once made all the rookie errors that all new test chamber designers make, and to show you how far I've progressed in my chamber designs. I thought that would have been a really cool idea for an episode, but unfortunately I booted up all my old computer, which has all the designs on, and the tests had all been completely erased from existence, probably by the Windows 10 update. So that's a shame, but nevertheless, I still have some awesome episodes coming up. My next couple of episodes will be about getting the test layout and difficulty right, and beyond that, I want to make an episode about every single major test element and how they interact with each other and how they can be used. So stay tuned, make sure to click the little notifications bell next to the subscribe button and then press save so you never miss one of my videos amidst the sea of daily uploading channels you're probably subscribed to. Top 7 3/4 of your maps? SadiqueCat asks. What an oddly specific number. I like a lot of my tests, but my current favourites are Perplexed, Sniper, Fluid, Toxic, Skybox, Dual Inverse Helicoidal Infundibuliforms, Convey, and 3/4 of Indirect, because it was my first proper puzzle so I have a soft spot for it, but if I had made it today, I would have changed a couple of things. What's your favourite map? Well, as I said earlier, I can't pick a single favourite, and if I were to list my favourite test designers, I'd probably forget quite a few people. So I'll have to go with my current favourite test designer. He's called Enigmatic, and I discovered him a couple of weeks ago. His maps are pretty difficult, but they have simple layouts and they're entirely logic based, so I think they're right up my alley. I'll provide a link to his workshop in the description if you want to check his tests out, because they're pretty awesome. Are cats really Arisen Demons? Yes, they definitely are Arisen Demons. Anyone who owns a cat will tell you that they can be pretty evil, but all the same, I think cats are adorable. When's the next cats meeting about our plans to rule the world? Well, it's meant to be kept secret, so I'll tell you in code. Meow meow meow, meow 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 meow, meow meow meow, meow meow. What are your hobbies? Well, obviously I really enjoy gaming and making videos, but I try not to let those things totally define me. I really enjoy singing. I've been singing in choirs and solos since I was 7, and I have a grade 8 singing certificate. And no, for you Americans, I don't mean 8th grade, it's a different thing. Basically, it means I have taken the highest level of singing exam and passed with merit. I also really enjoy acting. I've never done it professionally, but I've been in plenty of amateur productions at school, and I plan to do more now that I'm at university. But I haven't really got around to that yet because I'm so busy. I also enjoy writing, making models, and sleeping. What do you study? I'm a first year undergraduate, I study English literature, and it's a lot harder than it sounds. What games do you play aside from Portal? Lots of games. The ones I play regularly are FTL, Binding of Isaac, XCOM, Skyrim, Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, and there are plenty of others I've played before but don't really play regularly. Check my Steam profile if you want more info. What's your favourite music genre? Well, I sing a lot of classical music, so I do enjoy that, although I don't tend to listen to it that much. I adore video game soundtracks and I always listen to those. I love indie rock, I don't mind pop, and I'm currently into electro swing. Top 3 musics, as in top 3 bands. I've always loved Red Hot Chili Peppers, Fall Out Boy and Coldplay, although as with everything else, my favourites depend what mood I'm in. But I've always consistently loved those 3, along with a few others. What's your favourite stock Portal editor element? Definitely excursion funnels. As I said earlier, you can do so much with them, and I use them in most of my tests. Do you have any pets? I do. I have a very handsome and manly cat called Smudge. There should be pictures of him on screen now. He's a mackerel tabby and he's 2 years old, and I love him very much. What do you do with a drunken sailor? Make that young scallywag walk the plank! Any plans for other videos outside Portal 2? Yes, I'd love to play games on this channel apart from Portal 2, but my computer isn't actually that good, it's only a laptop, so I probably can't record CPU and GPU intensive games. What would you guys like to see? Tell me in the comments below. Apple or Windows or Pear or Doors? Aha, well, you see, I'm actually completely impartial on the great operating system debate, because I have a Windows PC, an Apple iPad, and an Android phone, and I like them all equally. Am I asking too many questions? Yes. How many questions can we ask? Not this many. Can you play this? Can I play it? Yeah. Will I play it? Yeah, if I have time. Can you self-ignite? Yeah, sometimes, but it depends what I've eaten. What's your favourite colour/colour? If black, reply none. It's blue. Preferably a nice calming light blue, but any blue will do. How much sleep do you need in a day? I need 8, but I usually only get 5 or 6, since it always takes me an hour or 2 to fall asleep. So I usually just stay up gaming if I'm tired or read a book. What sports do you do? Well, I don't really do any sports at the moment because I'm just not very good at them. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? I appreciate sports and I get why people like them, but they're just not really for me. I used to like hockey, fencing, horse riding and cross-country running, but I don't really do them very much anymore. I've always been more of an indoorsy person, really. Can you play a musical instrument? As I said earlier, my voice is my main instrument, but I also play the bassoon, which is like a really long and deep-sounding woodwind instrument, and I used to play the piano, but I don't anymore. Thanks for all those questions, SadiqueCat. I'm glad you asked so many. I thought I'd only get silly joke questions like "Are you Illuminati confirmed?" And that brings us to the end of our questions. Those of you who asked me things, I hope you liked the answers, and those of you who didn't, I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. Now then, don't worry, because more videos are on the way. Make sure you click the little notification bell next to the subscribe button so you never miss an upload. Currently, I'm making the first episode of a brand new Portal-related series, so stay tuned for that in the near future. Thank you all very much for watching this 100 subscriber Q&A special. As always, if you have any questions, feedback, or insults, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. But for now, this has been Demon Arisen, and until next time, bye bye.